Welcome back to Estela Lugo's channel. As I promised, today we continue talking with Paul Bamford about his story, about his career. Hello, Paul. It's nice.
Estelle, bienvenido.
Bienvenido. Yes. He understands a little Spanish.
Un poco.
Un poco, he said. A little bit. Okay, Paul. In the previous video, we said you stopped your career about when you were 12, 13 years old. Why was that?
Well, my body wouldn't allow me any longer. Physiologically, uh, as you change, as you grow older, you move from being a boy soprano into an adult's voice. So I went from being, I would say myself, a gifted soprano, boy soprano, to after 5 years waiting for it to settle down,
Okay.
I thought at the time a very mediocre, a very average tenor baritone. And it did take away a lot of my self confidence when it came to solo
Okay.
singing.
Okay. What happened after that?
Okay, well, I suppose the temptation to sing coming from the land of song was strong enough for me to carry on singing anyway.
Yes.
So I took up folk singing. Now,
Ah.
yes,
Oh.
um, I suppose again because of the lack of confidence in the quality of what I was able to do, I basically copied other singers. So
Ah.
I sang a lot of old style folk songs, traditional folk songs, either in Welsh or in Old English. I did
Mm.
some in modern English, but most of it was in Old English. Uh,
Excuse me a second, I interrupt you.
yeah.
Could you explain for people don't understand folk singing? Because maybe somebody
Um,
don't understand what means folk singing. But it's very short.
Well, I'm not sure I can give you a definitive definition, but it reflects culture at a particular time,
Mhm.
right? So when I say folk singing, it could be anything from the 12th and 13th century right away through the various centuries up to modern days.
Yeah.
The one I liked to sing was the industrial working period in both England and Wales, which was the Industrial Revolution in the
Okay.
1800s and 1900s.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, so that means folklore music
Yeah,
of
yeah.
in any country.
Music of
Uh,
the day. Yeah,
Music of the okay.
yeah.
And okay, when you continue after 18 singing in your university, you told me folk music and all this. What more happening?
Well, I suppose I sang sufficiently well that I was regularly invited to sing at other folk clubs around the country. And I
Mm.
took up one or two invitations, but generally my reaction was, no, I'm not good enough. And I wouldn't go to these invites. But like I said, I kept on being invited. So maybe there was something in it because I was able to express the songs well, even though in my way of thinking, the quality of the vocal parts was not as good as I ever wanted it to be. Um, in terms of
Mm.
how I progressed,
Yes.
I only really went through this folk singing period for about 5 years, and it was usually, as I said, copying other artists and singing in similar way to they sang, rather than developing my own style. And so, after singing in rugby clubs as a part of my other passion at the time, and I stopped singing because I then got married and had children.
Ah,
So,
yes,
yeah,
he become a family person.
I did. So,
Wife, kids, job,
you've got it. and and
rugby.
and that became my new passion. It was work, like everybody of my age at the time, and rugby, which is my other passion.
But he told me before, like that, when he was or stopped between 12, 13 years until 18, before that, in this period of time, he was dedicated to the girls and the rugby. Oh,
Yes,
you can see he loves rugby He is one of his passion, rugby.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So I was a player, but not a great player. But there you go. Yeah, that's life.
You were a player.
I was a
Oh,
rugby player for a while.
I
Oh
didn't
yes,
know
yes, yes.
that.
I used to
That's
run into
good.
people like everybody else who was a Welshman at the time. Anyway, after so I went through a long period with family and children, basically doing very little singing other than to the children. And I only really started picking up singing again as a solo singer when, through work reasons, I moved to Geneva in Switzerland for a period of 3 years.
Ah, yes.
And whilst I was there, I joined a company which were called GAOS, which stands for Geneva Amateur Operatic Society, GAOS. So not gay
Oh.
people, but GAOS. And where I did actually do a little bit of musical theatre. So
Oh.
this is where I'm starting to learn about stage acting and
Mm.
projecting a voice to a large audience as a solo singer,
Yes.
because I did a couple of parts where I was a solo singer uh, on stage.
Mm.
Excellent.
So you can say, think a little about what did you did in Geneva as a soloist singer.
Yeah.
What a little you have something you can
Oh,
project now a little.
oh gosh, no! Don't forget, I'm
Do
now
you
talking
remember
20
something?
years ago. In terms of what I was singing, it was mainly Gilbert and Sullivan music. Uh, we did the Gondoliers and we did the Pirates of Penzance. Uh, in terms of the individual songs I sang, they've gone from my brain completely. No,
Really,
I
you don't
can't. No,
remember?
it's all from
Oh,
memory.
it's a pity because I would like to hear you singing. I think it will be nice.
But
Mm,
the key thing
I
about
think
it,
the audience they would like
maybe
to
later. When
maybe later. Okay.
the key thing about it was that it was during that period I started to learn the art of uh, singing and acting at the same time, right? So
Oh,
actually expressing what I'm doing through not just vocal communication, but
vocal.
through my body and my actions. So I could build humor into what I was
Ah,
singing. I could build pathos, you
nice.
name it. I learned to project myself in different ways.
Good. You recently, in this explanation he did, you define or give definition about art because singing is art as well because he can express some kind of emotions
Ah,
singing as well. This is definitely is art as well. Good.
yeah, I mean, solo singing is very much about being able to express yourself and the music and the person who wrote this, the author of the music, in the way that they want it or the way that you would like to do it. So, and you do that through the use of uh, tone and texture and things like silence, knowing when
Ah,
to stop singing to give an expression to something you want to do.
okay. Oh,
Let me
is
give you a,
that?
let me give you a demonstration.
Yes, I could.
Uh,
It would be nice.
One of the folk songs I used to sing was called the Four Loom Weaver. It was
Okay.
based in the Industrial Revolution in the north of England, and it's meant to be a very sad song.
Oh.
I'm a four loom weaver, as many a one knows. I'm not tight and I've worn out my clothes. With clogs I ain't none on a looms to weave on. They scarce give me tuppence for all I've got now. Well, Billy or Ben, they keep telling me long, would have much better times if I'd not that hold me tongue. Well, I've holding me tongue till I near lost me breath, and I feel in my heart that I'll soon clem to death. There's a lot more to it. Now, the bit
Very, very good.
what I wanted to show there was periods of silence and the expression that brings to it, and the where you sing out, where you go quiet again.
What language was
Well,
that?
it's a good question. What language? That was Old English.
Old English,
That,
yes, because I couldn't understand the words. I said, wow, I thought was Welsh or
no, no, no.
no?
That is English.
Old
That's
English.
English as it was
Oh,
spoken in the early 19th century.
and something I noticed, you can sing even though a cappella. A cappella means without any music
Very true.
around, any music around, and you can hear the tone of his voice. It's still very nice voice, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you for your demonstration. Oh, I love it. I hope you
Uh,
love it.
that's something else which I hope you might have picked up there is that I was singing from there, from my chest, right?
Yes,
But as a solo singer, what you learn is that there's at least two places you can sing from. There's
yes,
there, from your chest, and that
yes.
was mainly from my chest, but you can also have a head voice.
Yes, but you project the voice very well. He did. Oh,
But that's what a chest voice allows you to do, you see.
yes.
But sometimes you need to sing with a head voice.
Uh-huh.
Example, right?
What is the example?
Kylie, 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 ihr Tauling kann. Now that's in German.
Uh-huh.
Notice it's not from there, it's from there. It's
It's
a
from the
higher
mouth.
pitch. It's actually, I can sing the same thing twice, once in a high voice, once in a low voice.
Lovely, lovely. You can see the difference.
And that's what you
Nice.
learn as a
I
solo singer.
noticed the difference. Wonderful,
There you go.
wonderful. I hope in the next episode you have more demonstrations
I
of
will
this
do.
because I love it. It's nice. Unfortunately, always the time ran out, all the time. But I promise to you another chapter with Paul. We can continue listening his interesting stories about his career. Thank you very much for listening us, for watching us. Thank you really for all your support. I hope you enjoy or had enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next episode if you want watching us. Okay? See you then. Bye bye for now.